Hey lovelies, it's Kate. Welcome back to another speed build. In this speed build I'm building a waterfront mansion on a 30 by 30 lot in Sulani, and I just had to record this part here again because I kid you not, I said welcome to another tutorial. In this tutorial I'm building a beachfront mansion. I'm still in tutorial mode, but this is a speed build. Once again, I'm building in Sulani. I'm still not over the new pack. I'm so sorry. Yesterday when I was working on my latest tutorial, it was so weird to build something in another world than Sulani. I made the tutorial in Del Sol Valley and it was just so weird to not see beach and the ocean and all the palm trees, and someone even left a comment and said that it's totally weird to see me building something in a different world. But of course soon I'm also going to create some other stuff again, but after the release of a pack, I know that most of you are super excited for content relating to that pack, and personally I'm super excited as well. You know that I just couldn't shut up during the last couple of weeks and it doesn't get better seemingly. So yeah, I'm building something in Sulani again, and I wanted to build something that has a very heavy focus on the ocean and on just going swimming and just having a beautiful mansion right above the water, you could say. Once again, I didn't use the stilt foundations. I don't know why. I mean, I know why, but it kind of happens without me making that conscious decision, because it's kind of different to build on a water lot than building on a different lot. You guys know that I totally love to use the terrain tools, and these aren't available on these lots, so I kind of approach it differently. And I just kind of wanted to have the round section in the front, and I wanted this area to kind of hover above the water almost, and you cannot really do that with the foundations, and it was all kind of confusing. So once again, I didn't use a foundation and no stilt foundation, so this is what this looks like. I just used the island living columns to kind of create the look of stilts. I think it looks perfectly fine. When you place the columns and they're not high enough, you can just place one at the bottom, then you place another one inside that column, and then you just raise it up. This is how I did it, so in case you are running kind of into the same problems, you can do it this way. And at this point I just kind of worked out the shape. I wanted to have a area in the center with a gabled roof and the pool in the front, and I wasn't really sure what to place in front of the pool. And you can see that I used a roof, and this roof is kind of above the columns, you could say, above the round area. But I felt like that this roof is kind of obstructing the view of the pool, and the pool is kind of the star of this build. I totally love to include a pool in a waterfront lot. I know that some people think it's weird, but I think it's not, because when you think of all these fancy mansions that you see in LA and just anywhere, or maybe in resorts, hotels and all that, you always kind of have the option to use a pool because you don't want to swim in the ocean all the time. And I think it also just looks amazing. I think it just makes it look so much more luxurious. So I kind of wanted to include a pool, and we cannot build pools at ground level, so I had to build the pool up there, which wasn't a bad thing because I feel like it was super cool that I was just able to include the round section down there. I've mentioned it a couple of times, but I'm quickly going to explain it again in case you haven't watched any other of my videos. If you want to create a round shape just like I did in the front, you want to use one of the round foundation pieces that already has a fence attached to them, not the other ones. Make sure that it's one of those that have a fence attached to them. Then you place that piece of foundation, you make it one tile small on both sides, and then you simply copy it and merge it together, and you have a perfect half circle. If you copy it again and merge it, you have a perfect circle. And you cannot do this with the regular round foundation. It just has a wonky weird shape, so if you really want to have a proper beautiful round shape, this is the way to go. And as you just saw, I added a couple of more columns in the front, and it's always super difficult for me to work out the look of the front when I'm starting in the back of the lot. I rarely do this, but for this lot my focus was really in the back section at first, because I really wanted to have that view with the ocean and all the areas above the water and all that. So it kind of happened that I started to build in the back, which is super uncommon for me, but I've done it before in the past, and it's always, for some reason, it's confusing. It shouldn't be, but it's confusing me. And I used the wonderful glass floor. The glass floor, I've mentioned it before, but in case you don't know, the glass floor might cause some problems. Sometimes the floor is invisible, sometimes you cannot place something on top. Multiple simmers have reported these issues. I didn't run into any problems on this lot with this build, but if this should happen to you, just remove the glass floor, like in general, not only for this lot, but if you're just building something yourself and you're running into very weird, surprising problems, just get rid of the glass floor, which is a shame because it's super beautiful. We've waited for this floor for so long, but I'm pretty sure that this is going to be fixed in an update very soon. And here I added another round section on top. You guys know that I love round shapes in builds, so I figured why not just adding more. There's space for another round shape, so why not? You kind of cannot add a round shape to any section of a build. It kind of depends, not only if it looks good, but also if you're able to attach it, because sometimes there are weird restrictions and it's just super confusing how you can kind of merge round sections with other stuff. I don't know, but yeah, I added another one on top, and I decided to add a fence, but I'm going to change the color. It's the beautiful Island Living fence, and this area will just be the section where your Sims can hang out and have a refreshing drink, because I'm going to place a bar there. And then at the bottom I added the pristine pedestal, the Get Famous cube. This cube is very famous on this channel. I used this cube a lot ever since Get Famous was released. This cube has been a big part of my life, of my building life. I just love this cube, as you guys know, and I just placed it down there. Just make sure to activate the Sims 3 camera, hold down Alt on your keyboard, then you press the left mouse button and you move your mouse, and you can rotate objects freely, and this is how I created this cute little custom curve down there. I included some lounge chairs. I love the color of the lounge chairs, and this is also why I then decided to change the color of the fence, because the color is almost identical, not 100%, but I felt like that the fence color and the lounge chairs are kind of the beautiful pop of color of this build, especially because they have almost the same color as the pool and the ocean, and it just makes this build look so fresh and so happy. And then I wanted to add more flowers. These flowers are part of Jungle Adventure, and because of the whole theme, I think that Jungle Adventure is a very great pack to combine with Island Living. So if you're totally in love with Island Living and you kind of don't know which game pack will be the next pack that you will buy, I can totally recommend Jungle Adventure then, because you can just use a lot of the stuff for tropical builds. It already has a jungle theme, of course, and there's just a lot of cool stuff. I generally really like this pack, but then I kind of remembered these flowers and thought, hey, this could look good. And here I'm making a decision on a bar. I wasn't sure which one to use. I used the Perfect Patio bar, and then I just added the bar stools that we got in the brand new pack. Very beautiful, and a couple of flowers, and this is just a roof decoration object. I have no idea what it's called, but I just used it around some roof areas, and it's super weird to place them. As you can see, this is because of the terrain underneath. The whole lot has a slope. It just starts at a higher point, and then you have the slope where the terrain just gets flatter because of the water, and this is kind of what's causing this, I think, which was confusing. And then I just kind of didn't use them on the right side. I had no idea how to kind of properly align them. I then placed them and raised them individually. I don't know. And then I added some trellis on the left side and just a couple of details, and the exterior trim was super weird. It was acting super weird. I placed it like a white one, for example, and then I wanted to change the color to a dark brown, and then when I did that, the two trims were kind of inside of each other. So it was white and brown at the same time, and you just could kind of see the brown flicker through the exterior trim, even though it was an identical trim. You can combine some exterior trims, especially the bigger ones and the smaller ones, which is a cool thing. You can create some really cool, fancy custom trims with this, but this was just weird. I don't know what happened. And here I'm using a fun little trick that I've mentioned before in another video. I learned this trick in a Sim-Arki video. She's amazing. Please check out Sim-Arki's Twitch channel and her YouTube. She's amazing and I always feel so inspired by her. So what I did was I used a dishwasher. I placed it inside the counter and then you just size it down. And when you do that, only the top of the counter is left. And then you just have to place something at the bottom to hide the teeny tiny dishwasher. It looks very good when you just use a bit of clutter. But I was going for a kind of clean, modern look, so I used the pristine pedestal. I sized it down and placed it down there. But it looks super cool if you just, I don't know, place some type of basket down there, especially if you are going for a more rustic and natural look. But here I just felt like I don't want to have a ton of clutter down there, so this is what I did. But I can totally recommend this trick. So you just place the dishwasher inside the counter and you size it down. It was just kind of life-changing when I saw this. Like for me, I really love to kind of get some inspiration for interior designs in general. Like for the exterior, I always have a ton of ideas and I just totally feel like building. But for the interior design, sometimes it's very good to just get a bit of inspiration. And Sim-Arki always inspires me so much. Her own builds, but also all the builds that she's touring in her stream. It's just amazing. So this build has once again an open floor plan. I just realized this and someone left a comment recently if I could change this up a little bit, and I will actually do this. I just kind of noticed that once again I'm using an open floor plan, but I feel like for this build it kind of made sense. I wanted this to be kind of connected and open, and we have the door in the front and then the other door is on the other side, and it's just also well connected and open, and you have the view on the ocean and on the pool. It's just super beautiful. And I was going for a bit of color for the interior this time. So there are multiple pop of colors. I didn't want to have a super neutral interior. I kind of really wanted to kind of dive into that whole tropical theme. I wanted this to look very colorful and happy. So the floor and the walls have this very natural wood color, but then parts of the furniture are just really bright and happy. I especially used a lot of blue, just like you would expect in a tropical world where you have all the sand and all that, and it looks very neutral. And then you have all these beautiful flowers that are just a very bright, happy, beautiful pop of color. So this is kind of the theme for the interior. I wanted this to look cozy, not too super modern, not too super stylish, but kind of like a nice mix. So it looks very inviting and cozy kind of. I used some jungle adventure rugs. As I said, I feel like these packs go together so well. And in this build, I finally discovered that we got a new shower in this pack. I have no idea how I missed this, but there's a new shower and it looks super modern and fancy. Kind of weird. And I used the new objects for the bathroom, so I kind of discovered the shower. I have no idea why I didn't see this. Like when I started playing with the pack, I was sorting by pack, and I also watched a couple of videos about the build by menu before the release, but I never noticed that shower, but there it is. This is the second kind of living room. This build is super big, so I have one area where Sims can watch TV, and this is just another fancy area where Sims can sit and, I don't know, entertain guests. I don't know, but it's another fancy room. And this build has 4 bathrooms and 3 bedrooms. This here is the master bedroom. It's really big. We have the beautiful idle living bed in the center. I included a couple of sofas on the side so Sims could just sit down. And I don't know, sometimes when I'm building a really big, beautiful master bedroom, I always want to make it look like a fancy hotel room where you also have a sofa and all that. And the other 2 bedrooms are kids' rooms, which was super fun to build. I tried to make it look like a proper kids' room, but I also wanted to include the island theme kind of. Both kids' rooms have a bathroom connected to them, so both kids' rooms are technically an ensuite. The master bedroom, however, is not an ensuite, but the bathroom is right on the outside next to the master bedroom. I didn't want to connect it to the master bedroom though, so I felt like there just has to be one bathroom that anyone could use, because I know that some people just like to lock the bedrooms for other Sims. So I wanted to have one bathroom on this floor that anyone could use. And I also want to quickly remind you of the giveaway. You can still enter until June 29. You can win a key for The Sims 4 Island Living for PC, and you just have to check out my modern island living build. It's on my channel, so in case you want to enter, I still wanted to quickly mention it because this is kind of the last chance. Tomorrow is already Saturday, so I figured I would just quickly mention it. And here is the second kid's room. One is pink, one is blue. I just kind of wanted to have a little variation, so I ran for these two very popular color schemes. In case you want to change that, you can, of course, because as always this build is available in the gallery. As always, I didn't use any CC, and you can find all the information down below. And this is it, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and this build. I hope that you have a fantastic weekend, and as I said, you can still enter the giveaway if you are interested. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope I see you in the next video. Bye bye.